Hello and welcome back to the course Private Pilot Maneuvers. Let's discuss another abnormal situation today, and that's a malfunction in the Pitot-Static system. Now, malfunctions in the Pitot-Static system can affect the altimeter, the vertical speed indicator, and also, of course, the airspeed indicator. Reasons for such failures are often that the pitot or probe or the static ports are blocked. For example, can be by insects. If you didn't put a pitot cover on the plane and it has been parked for a few days, maybe some insects have crawled in. Can also be caused by icing. So if static ports and or pitot tube, the pitot tube is iced over. That's why in many airplanes you have a pitot-static heat. And sometimes it can also have a very trivial reason, and that is that you did in fact install a pitot cover while the airplane was parked, but then you forgot to take it off again before flight. This is something actually that you should recognize during your takeoff roll, where you should check your engine instruments and actually that your airspeed is alive. So actually you shouldn't get into the air with that if you do your proper scanning during the takeoff roll. Now, to understand the effects of pitot system malfunctions, of course, it's helpful to know basically how the instruments work, and you will hear about it in theory. But in short, the static ports are measuring the static pressure. They're normally on the sides of the airplane, so not directly in the airflow. And this air pressure measurement is then used for the altimeter and vertical speed indicator to measure altitude and the change of it, so vertical speed. And then we have the pitot tube, which is actually pointing in the direction of the airflow. And this is measuring the total pressure, so the dynamic pressure due to the speed through the air and also the static pressure. And then for providing the airspeed, the static pressure is subtracted from the total pressure. And then you have dynamic pressure, which will give you, or which will be converted into airspeed. That's also the reason why if you have a failure in a static port or a clogged static port, that this will also affect your airspeed reading. Now here we have a short summary of all the possible failures. If you should be in icing conditions, don't forget to apply pitot heat, as already mentioned. Okay, now let's look at the different types of failures. Now, first of all, if you have a blocked pitot tube, so the pitot source is blocked, then this will not affect your altimeter and will also not affect the vertical speed indicator. However, of course, it will affect the airspeed indicator, and it will just act like an altimeter. So actually, if you are climbing, then your indicated airspeed will increase and vice versa. If just one static port is blocked, then you will have inaccurate readings due to slipping. So in normal conditions, it might not be a big problem. However, if both static ports are blocked, then of course both your your altitude and your vertical speed will get actually frozen at the current value. And the airspeed indicator will show will rise, so the airspeed will rise during descent and vice versa. Right. Now the worst case, if both static and the pitot sources are all blocked, then again altitude and vertical speed indications will remain constant, and also airspeed indication will remain constant. Okay, so this was a brief overview of pitot system malfunctions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.